All right, good evening, everybody out there in Chester County, Coatesville, and on my Facebook page. Coming to you live on a tantalizing Tuesday is none other than Brother Fonz on City Town Talk. And man, do I have an exciting guest here this evening that I've never partaken of his area of expertise, but I'm going to find out about it this evening. But before we do all that, we're going to listen to my theme song just for a minute. And if I have many viewers out there, you know what to do. Hit the share button on your electronics. I want other people to know just what's going on this evening. And I'm so excited. Just come on in. Let me see who I got here. We ain't got nobody. I need somebody to hit the share button and bring Brother Fonz on so I can see any of my guests that are tuning in, because we might have some questions for Mr. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. I think there I go. There we are, ladies and gentlemen. We have some viewers already. Mr. Lambert, I hope you told your family that you're going to be on City Town Talk, acting up with Brother Fonz. Did you? Okay, now I don't know. Somebody told me out here in the neighborhood that you and Trinity Jennings is related, so I put it on her page. I'm telling you, when in doubt, check it out. Look, this is a great evening. I can't wait to get started. But I got to play my theme song to give you all time to tune in and tell some of your peoples. Hey, look, if you got any questions, because we're talking vegan this evening. Now, I know y'all got some questions. So if you have any questions, we're going to have Mr. Lambert here answer it in real time. But until then, we're going to find out a little bit of something. So when you hear the keys go like that, that means it's time for us to go live. Let's see what I can do for y'all. Hey, man, look, I'm telling you, even though I got smooth music, it's still okay to give God all the glory and the honor. I am just so fantastically happy that he's allowed me to see another day, because as we all know, and we've all been suffering loss in our community, our days aren't guaranteed to us. So for that, I'm truly grateful. And look, I got an opportunity to meet Mr. Lambert up close, in personal, and in the flesh and everything. And I'm excited. Now, look, I was trying to figure out, look, I'm gonna tell you the truth. He had me Googling stuff, Wikipedia and stuff, and all kinds of, because I said, what kind of question do you ask a person to cook vegan? I don't even know what vegan is, right? But I think we're prepared. And I just want to introduce him a little bit. Now, look, most of the time when I read people's bios, it's what they wrote about their self. But what I have here about Mr. Lambert is something evidently that somebody else wrote in regards to what they see about Mr. Lambert. Now, isn't that some of the best bios that you can get? Because of course we're gonna paint ourselves as the best thing since sliced bread. But what do the people around you see, and what do they think? Well, here's what somebody thought about Mr. Lambert. I don't start crying or nothing, Joel, or anything like that. Don't y'all get sensitive out there, but this is what they wrote. Joel Lambert, aka Chef Joel, studied at Lincoln University and has a larger-than-life personality. Chef Joel's career and talent revolves around a vegan lifestyle, creating plant-based dishes that do not contain animal products. Chef Joel prepares meals, creating foods that change the food industry for the better. His convincing and strong desire for success and achievements are applauded, always moving towards a better future, one where food is healthy, delicious, accessible, and good for the planet. Boy, that covers about everything. Look, Joe, could you do me a favor? Say top of the evening or good evening to all the viewers out there, and tell them a little bit about yourself. But don't tell them a whole lot, because I got a lot of questions. Come on, hit it.
All righty. Well, good evening. How are you guys? Vegan Chef Joe. People know me from Coatesville as Man. You can call me that if you know me by that. Yeah, born and raised in Coatesville. Studied at Lincoln University, like we said. Moved on to Philadelphia. And I don't want to go deep, but I don't want to step onto any of your questions. So I'll let you,
I appreciate it, man, because I want to feel like I'm useful. And but look, Iris Home is already checked in. Iris Home is one of our good faithfuls. She said, good evening to the Vegan King, my nephew. He is the boss. I love my guy. Oh, man, there's love pouring in already. Now, wait a minute. My man, Eric Myers, who is my logistical king of the Movement Community Development Corporation. He said, how can I get in touch with Mr. Lambert? Hey, Joel, you're going to have to find a way to let Eric know how to get in touch with you, okay?
Yeah,
Eric
will
Myers.
do.
You know his family. Trust me. Okay, and it says two others are following. Hey, look, I want y'all to tune in and ask your question. Question. First, I need to let everybody know that today's broadcast is being brought to you by Allen's on First Pizza, located at 347 First Avenue. And look, their number is 610-383-4077 or 4078. Now look. Allen's on First Pizza. They're the first place I know that sells pizzas with beef pepperoni on it. I don't eat pepperoni, but there's the beef, which I'm sure Joe don't want to hear right now because he don't eat meat. But we're gonna talk about that a little later. I just had some chicken. But wait a minute. So Allen's on First, and look, I want to say a little something real quick before we get in the show. Allen's on First Pizza has 10 employees. Now, next to Lucan's, I'm always called Lucan's, the VA, there's not many businesses that hire more than 10 people, got more than 10 employees in Coatesville. And our people. You smell what I'm cooking? So that's what I'm saying. So in order to keep those 10 people employed and feeding their family and that business open, I want y'all to go down there on First Avenue, tell them Fine sent you and buy some stuff. Who else I got on here? Also, Movement Community Development Corporation, if you've been sleeping under a rock, our first-time home buyers program has been broadcast over every newspaper in Chester County. Everyone. I've been blasting it on my page where they gave us $50,000 to start our first-time home buyers program so we can serve the people, especially in the Coatesville area. And oh man, the press release is all I can do to keep my head from going this big. But yeah, God has really blessed us, and I appreciate that. And now that's enough about us. Now it's time to get into the man of the hour. Now wait a minute. See, I told you I scratch my nose all the time, right?
That's all right.
Yeah, man, because I've been doing this for like 11 years. I've been apologizing for 11 years about my nose. So look, let me ask you a question. Are you originally from Coatesville?
Yes, I am. Born and raised from Oak Street.
Oh, Oak Street, man. You're in a special club there, man. Oak Street, that's a special club, man. That's the first club I heard about when I moved here. Okay, now, did you go to Cash too? Did you graduate from Cash?
Yeah. I went to all through what was Rainbow Elementary in Gordon, South Brandywine,
Right.
Cass. Yeah, all through Coatesville
Right.
school system.
All right. So when you got out of high, did you eat meat back then when you was in school?
Oh yeah, definitely.
All
Oh
right.
yeah,
So
yeah.
all right. So wait, we're gonna walk through this thing. All right. So when you got out of high school, what did you want to be when you grew up?
Well, I always wanted to be a chef. Like I've always wanted to be a chef. I like, used to cook when I was with my grandmother when I was a kid. Like I always wanted to
Really?
be a Yeah, but I went to some may know, like Votech, and I think in like 11th grade I went to Votech. I forget, but I know it was like 11th grade. I went to study that, like I did a bit of culinary in Votech. And I wanted to pursue cooking after that, but then I got sort of turned off. I wasn't really like right when I graduated, I didn't even want to go to pursue cooking at that time.
Mhm.
And I didn't really want to do anything. I didn't know what I wanted to do really. So I took 6 months off,
Okay.
for before back to school. That's when I applied and went to Lincoln University in the fall. Well, it was the spring. Yeah, the spring. I took 6 weeks off and then went.
Man, at least you knew what you wanted to do, man. That's a blessing right there,
No, I didn't.
because a lot of,
I
huh?
didn't. I
But you
didn't know
knew
what I
you.
wanted.
Uh,
I just went on to school to go. I just was trying to get out. Like I just wanted to go because I was actually honestly it was funny. My it was because my dad wanted some. He's actually at this point he wanted rent. He was like, well, if you're not gonna go back to school, then you need to start paying rent. And
mm,
X, Y, and Z. And I was like, you know what? I was like, nah, I don't, I didn't want to do that yet. So that's what
yeah,
made me go to school. That's what I went off to school.
yeah, because
So I
that
took
rent thing
really
is
my
serious.
yeah, yeah. I wasn't ready to be an adult yet, I guess, so to speak.
Man, I got a special guest. You think you're a special guest? I'm getting ready to read somebody who just came online, and he doesn't come online often. And if he does, he doesn't sign in. We got Pastor Montez Jones said, "Good evening. Great seeing my childhood friend Joel. Hashtag Oak Tech." Hey, Pastor Jones, he just talked about that famous club y'all had up there, Oak Tech. Well, he's on here, and we getting ready to talk about some vegan lifestyle, and I can't wait till we get all in it. Now, what foods did you eat when you was growing up? Regular food and stuff?
soul food. Basically, I think just the normal, whatever, fried chicken, so just whatever. I
Yeah.
ate chitlins. I ate all the pig. Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
ate. I got down. I ate what it was in front of me.
Yeah, okay, good stuff, good stuff. Hey, speaking of chitlins, Allen's on First Pizza has chitlins too, man. Let me tell you something. Friday they had pig feet, they had chitlins, they had oxtails. Come on, somebody scream! All right, now look. So when did you decide to be a vegan? How did you transform into that? What was the thought process?
You know what? That was weird. I always tell people, like I always say that, like, I can you hear me well? Is that all right?
Yeah,
Can you hear
yeah,
me?
man. If I can, I'm gonna tell you to speak up because we don't want to miss this.
All right. It was I was living in Philly at this time, and it was I think it was about like around 2004, 2005. And I always like to say I call myself an accidental vegan because
Uh-huh.
I never intended, I never planned on to be one. It just sort of happened. I remember me and my friend would meet up lunchtime, during work, and our lunch we would meet up and go have a burger, and we have something a bit heavy. It'd be most likely to be beef we would
Uh-huh.
have,
Yeah.
and then it was just almost, it was like both of us. We started, weeks later, started just feeling like after lunch heavy, tired. I go back to the office and then I'm like trying to work and I'm falling asleep in the office, and I was like, oh man, what's going on? So we never knew what it was. So we just started saying, like, let's just like journal what we're eating and then see what
Uh-huh.
it does, see what is making us like tired, real lethargic. So
Uh-huh.
then I went, so we went back to go eat, and then we started realizing quickly, just started realizing that it was beef that was making us tired. So I just let that go because I didn't want to be tired like that. You know what I mean? So that was the journey, that was the process. It was just thinking I was just letting go beef because I was like, oh, I could still eat, fish and all these other different things, chicken, pork. So beef at that time wasn't anything to let go to me. So I just let that go. And that was the process. That was where it started. It was pork. Right after that, I was working I was volunteering at a church in Philadelphia. It was a really big church. I was volunteering there. So every Sunday I would wake up and do their breakfast for them. Like I would cook breakfast for the church. So it'd be like about almost 300 to 500 people at times you could be
Oh,
served. You know what I mean? For breakfast, maybe. So
geez.
I would always, we would do these big pans of bacon and all these big, huge trays of bacon. And I would always, grab like a tray and have it one for myself. So I would literally eat a whole tray of bacon, probably like 30 pieces in there, like honestly, I would. And then I started feeling the effects from that. Like I was probably like 26 or 27 at that time, and I started feeling the effects that was wearing on me. Like it just was just not making me feel good. I just could feel I think I was, hindsight now, I'm looking back, I was just guess really in tune, with my body and what it was telling me. Like it was just like telling me at that time, no, I don't want any pork. So I was all right. I was able to let that go. And then it just went on to I think the last thing I let go was fish, and that was when I turned about 29, 30, about 30, and that was
Okay,
it.
wait a minute.
And
Just
then I was
hold on just for
straight.
a second. I want to recognize some viewers. I want you to hold that thought. But Sister Roberta Steyer, she's just showed up. We're making Pastor Jones hungry. Suck it up, Pastor. Take one for the team and hang in there. We got Miss Carrie Arvilla Hunt. She is watching, and Carrie, she had a podcast. She was on a podcast this evening. So I'm thankful that after you did yours, you came over. Arvilla, I hope yours was taped because I want to see it. I want to see it. And I want to start picking in my nose. Marsha Newton Baker has checked in. Aaliyah Hogarth. Aaliyah, she's like one of the healthiest young persons out there. She's doing that thing with whatever it is. Type it in, Aaliyah, because I forget that product that you're doing. Lisa Mars says he is so talented. Oh, everybody knows you, huh? So Lisa said, hey, Joel. Joel did a vegan dinner party for my mom at my house last year, and the food was awesome. Hey, man, you got a reputation. Uh-oh, he's choking somebody back there. Hey, Joel, don't forget you're live. he had
No,
the
I
choke.
know, I know.
I love it,
Shoot,
man.
I'm like,
He had the choke face on something or somebody back there. I don't know if he got a kid.
look,
A,
look, look.
What's back there?
We are live.
Yeah.
Real moment. It's our real moment.
Yeah, bring it on. Cherise Allen, we were just talking about pig feet and oxtails and chitlins, Cherise. So, we're still plugging away that Allen's on First Pizza. But right now, we have a vegan. We got a vegan. We got to keep his attention too. Let me get back to him. Let me see. Okay, so we talked about what inspired you and all that stuff, man. And you gave us a good articulation on that. Okay, so now you made up your mind. You tired of being tired, right? Sick and tired of being sick and tired. So how did you just stop? And what did you put in its place, like right then and there? Because once you stop eating hamburgers, you had to get hungry at some point in time. So what did you do?
No, that's weird that you said that because I this time there was only stores open. There was only Trader Joe's open at this time in Philadelphia. I don't know if you're familiar with Trader Joe's, but that was the only store that was open, and they had just at this time a handful of vegan products. It was like maybe some burgers, some vegan. It were like your Buku burgers, I remember, and it was some like vegan chicken pieces or something. They were all vegan, and I just remember like really at that time I was weird because it got me back into cooking. Like that was what was weird, because remember I told you I wanted to be a chef since I was young. So it was like once I started, it was vegetarian I became first before vegan. So once I became vegetarian first, you know what I mean? It was I had to find those replacements. So like I said, it was Trader Joe's that was available at that time. And I would go there, buy some things, and I would use those as like the replacements. It would be the chicken pieces or or burgers. But that got me back into cooking. I remember that sort of started me because I got and took control of my, of what I wanted to eat. And at this time, in the it was the late, what was like 2008, 2009. At this time, no place was doing anything vegetarian nor vegan. It was like really not even heard of at that time. So I had to take the responsibility to, start cooking on my own. So that's what kind of got me back into cooking. And I was using, those vegan replacements and things like that, which really helped me, and if it wasn't for, I always tell people, with those vegan replacements, they're really good, and they're good in, because you get your people, for me, I like the texture of meat, you know what I mean? I wanted that texture. So those meat replacements that were vegan, they give you that texture that you need, you know what I mean? For when you let go of your meat products and things like that.
All right, so now I don't even know if this is a question. First of all, Marsha Newton Baker said her husband is a vegan, and Tina Matson just said, "Hey, Tina, it is good to see you this evening. Ours Home's having trouble getting back in. Ours, I hope you can get back in. I don't know what happened. That's why y'all shouldn't leave once you get on here. But check this out. Now you said it's a meat replacement. Now vegan is like plants and stuff, right?
Yes, yes.
And plants can taste like meat.
The thing is, well, the texture of it can taste like meat. There's like even a lot of natural foods, that's why, there's a difference, and we can get into that a little bit more, but there is a difference between being a vegan and being like plant-based. There are two types, they are separate,
Okay.
more of a based diet, you're dealing with just everything that's made from plants. You know what I mean? Your vegan food, you get some of it, it's like processed. Some of it can be processed. It can be your vegan cheese, that you may see in the stores, your vegan yogurts and stuff like that. That's considered like vegan because it's not whole plant-based. You know what I mean? It's not fully.
This is amazing. Okay, now did you have to go to school to become a chef, a vegan chef?
No. Honestly, what was for me was when I got the opportunity to go move over to England when I was 30, and when I turned 30, and that really, that was like the start of it, because that was I was able to manage a cafe and be the chef of a cafe that was over there called Crocus Cafe. It's still existing too. It's a volunteer-led cafe for a community. It was a community-based initiative. So what happened was, it was a social enterprise, and they got together and built they got a piece of like a place in like a low, sort of a it was a community that basically was not really being, given what it needed, to the resources it needed, to eat healthier and things like that. So it was a lot of unhealthy eating places around there. So they said, let's come together and let's establish a place that is for vegetarian vegans, and it will be in a community where won't charge a lot. We won't be making a profit from it. We just want it here in the community for people who want to eat healthier. So had the opportunities to, for 4 years in England, to run that cafe and be the manager and chef. And that was basically where all the training took. That was where it was just nonstop, practice, 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 like constantly.
All right, well, we're going to put a comment here because we always want to take time to acknowledge our viewers. We got GPT, that's Jerry Peterson Turner, ladies and gentlemen, straight live from Carver Court. Rita Brown, in all capitals, just said, yes. So you must have said something. Yes. Rita, it's good to see you this evening. Friedlander, I just met him a couple of days ago, and he is now my new best friend. EJ, it's good to see Evelyn Johnson, ladies and gentlemen, Soup's wife. And look, Evelyn just put up some school pictures from 1937. Evelyn, you got to stop. Seriously, man. She's taking us back to the beginning of time. I love her. I love her to death. And she always shares my videos. I appreciate that. Marilyn Alicia. It's so good to Chanel Hardy, #1 stunner. Hey, Chanel, it is good to see. You must know Joel Lambert because you don't never be on my show. But I ain't mad. I ain't mad. Whatever it takes to make you. Hey, Chanel, and I have a whole lot. Y'all need to visit my YouTube because this interview, along with the other 60 or 65 that I've done, that's very, very informative, will be on it. Hey, look, hey, Joel, we had Valentina Holmes on here, and she raises chickens, man. That was one of the most enlightening interviews I ever had, man. She's serious, man. It was beautiful. Stanley Clinton Bryan, I'm coming to get my ribs too, man. I know this is a vegan show, but I'm still going to eat some pork, and I'll see you soon. Daphne Lynn, it is good to see you. Barbara Lowe, that's my radical from the library. It is so good to see you. Okay, Lisa said, Tracy said you can only have one best friend. That's true. That's true. Tracy is my best friend. He's got all my secrets. All right, so that's all the highs and lows, the meeting and the greeting. We're going to get back to look. Now, being a vegan, how did it affect your body? Now, did you find yourself walking around with a lot of gastrointestinal problems, stuff like that, running to the bathroom to make it real plain?
Well, in the beginning, yeah, your body's changing. You're changing your body. So you do, you know what I mean? But that's good though. You want to stay regular. You know what I mean? That's healthy to stay regular. But it's not like what you think where you're like, maybe pooping on yourself or something. It's not like that. It's not like that.
Well, that's a good thing right there. Be walking around with a
bathroom. You just go to the bathroom more.
Yeah. Hey, so look, so now that you did that, did you find yourself losing weight?
No, I actually I didn't lose any weight. I think I pretty much gained a little, but not like, I've always stayed sort of slim, sort of a small guy. So no, I've always stayed now.
Okay, yeah, man, because you're like, man, what are you about, like 90 pounds? With rocks in your pocket, man.
I'm like, no, I'm not 90 pounds. That's hilarious.
I'm like, can you gain some weight or something? All right, Rita Brown, she thinks this is the funniest thing in the world. Rita, it's good that you are really, really watching because this is entertainment. Jerry Peterson got all kinds of hearts and stuff. Latadra Mosley, who is a chef. Latadra Mosley is a chef. I don't know if you know her, but she's a chef, right? Latadra, we're talking vegan stuff. And of course, if you don't know, you need to know because people always ask you stuff. Okay, now, does vegan food have any taste? Does it taste good? And please don't say it tastes like chicken.
Here's what I say. It tastes like whatever you season it with. A lot of what I like about the vegan food and vegan life is a lot of it doesn't have what you use don't have like a strong taste. So it's pretty much what you make it taste like. You can change and manipulate the texture of the vegan food. So no, it's a lot you can actually do, like loads, and it tastes. It's like, I love my food. Anyone who knew me from when, you know, from young to even now, everyone knows I like food. So for me, I wouldn't be a vegan, honestly, if it wasn't good. It wasn't like, I mean, and I'll even go farther. I'll say better than me.
All right.
So
So now with this vegan food, do
yes.
you fry it, steam it, broil it? How do you cook it? Well, I mean, what?
Well, it just depends on like what you're cooking. Like when it comes to my vegetables, um, I noticed even, you know, the way I grew up, you know, the way we cook vegetables, by overcooking them. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I don't try to boil my vegetables much because the longer you boil your vegetables, the more you have them submerged under that hot water, you're taking away and you're killing it. You're actually killing all the nutrients, the vitamins and things like that. So I try to steam my vegetables for the most part, you know, because that sort of maintains and keeps all of the nutrients and nutrition in them.
Wait a minute, you got some viewers who must be in sync with you because they're telling me they're starting to say some stuff tastes good and stuff like that. Let's look and see what Jerry Peterson. She said the oyster mushrooms tasted delicious, just like chicken. Didn't I say don't say that, Jerry? But it's
No, but she's
okay.
right though. They do take that texture. That's the thing. It does oyster mushrooms, and that's why people use it. And that's what you know, the thing about vegan food. It has it can take so many different forms and so many different textures. And mushrooms, specifically oyster mushrooms, they take on that fibrous texture of chicken.
Okay, and Chanel, you moved down south, didn't you? But she said Beyond Burgers taste like real hamburger to me.
Yes, they do. Yeah, she's right. They do. Yeah, it's
Now,
very
now,
hard to tell the difference. It's the way you do them, the way you make it. You treat it just as if you would treat it like you're making your own burger. You don't treat it or do anything differently with it.
you know, I got 1,000 questions. I could have you on this show 2, 3 times. All right. So Chanel's talking about Morningstar products. Are you familiar with Morningstar products?
Yes. Hmm. They're good. I like some of their products as well. Yep.
Man, y'all birds of a feather, Chanel. Y'all. Now I feel like I'm stupid. Okay. Latada's talking about roasted vegetables. Roasted vegetables. Brian Maxwell is on. Is good. It's good to see you. And Chanel said she did move down south. You went down south and became a vegan. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. She said, my daughter eats plant-based food. So now can I go outside in the park and get some plants and cook it?
You know what's funny? Oddly, yes, you actually can. Yes, you can.
Come on, talk
Yes, you
to us.
can.
Talk to us.
Yes, you can. Actually, I know this sounds so funny, and a lot of people probably would turn their nose up at it, but it's because the way we've been taught and the way we've viewed this type of it's a weed. It's considered a weed outside. They
Mhm.
grow outside, and that's the dandelion. The dandelion you can actually eat the top part.
Uh,
You can eat and the part that grows around it. That can actually be done. You can make fritters out of it. You can deep batter the tops and deep fry them. What a lot of people do to them. But yeah, they're very healthy. They're high in vitamin K, vitamin A, vitamin C. It helps lower high blood pressure. They're really good. But we've been taught they've taught us not to you know to disregard and call them weeds, but they're not. They're absolutely healthy for you, and they can heal you.
Man, I don't look. I guess I'm the last one to know, but we got the real deal on here this evening because I didn't know if he's going to be able to answer these kind of questions. I didn't know he was like some sort of maniac or something. I had no idea, but that's why I had him on the show to see just who. Man, I am so doggone impressed. I'm impressed with the people that's coming on here. We got Dupree. Bryant just checked in. Dupree, you've been pretty regular lately, man. I like that. We got to do lunch. 6 feet distance though. Barbara Lowe's love learning how to use an air fryer. Hey, look, can you use an air fryer with vegan food?
Yes, you can be actually really nice with it. Yeah, loads of things. You can make yourself your carrot French fries. You can make sweet potato French fries in there. Pretty much, yeah. Parsnip fries if you like parsnips. Yeah, you can use your air fryer for a lot of things. Vegan.
Man, you hitting on so much stuff, man. These people on here right now, these viewers, they real stupid, man. So they coming on with some stuff. Now, check this out. Okay. Latadra said dandelion tea is good also. See, so
Yes,
they've
it
been
is.
doing this stuff.
Yep, dandelion tea is very healthy for you. Yes, it is. Yep.
Just like Jerry Peterson from out there in Carver Court. She talking about the dandelion wine that her dad used to make.
Yep. It can make dandelion syrup, all that stuff. Yep.
Jerry, that is good stuff. Hey, Jerry, I really appreciate you sharing this evening because this is some stuff that I had no idea, but I still got 1,000 questions. I'm gonna get right back to it. Okay. Now, how come it's kind of like written that vegans don't eat eggs or dairy products? What's up with that?
Yeah, it's like I said, okay, I'll say why I went vegan. I went vegan because of health. You know, people go vegan mostly, the majority go for because of the animal cruelty and things like that. 'Cause that's a whole nother thing to talk about, the animal
Yeah.
cruelty side of it. So that's more normally what a lot of people go for. I went on, and my whole purpose is just to maintain a healthy life, you know, a healthy lifestyle is key, and live as long as I possibly can, you know. So that's first for me is health. Um, but yeah, they exclude anything that is animal byproducts, your egg, cheese,
Okay.
milk, yeah, even honey. They exclude honey as well.
Yeah, because I was going to ask that question, man. That was a question I was looking up. So, all right. So, because you don't eat meat and all that kind of stuff, because isn't that where you get some of your protein, nutrients, and stuff like that? Where do you get all your protein and stuff? Being a vegan.
Plants. Simply put, just plants. That is what one of the, you know, I know I may be jumping into your one of your questions, but that's like the
Oh, good.
biggest myth. That's one of the biggest myths.
Okay.
Is that it, number one is that it tastes just like it doesn't have any taste. That's one. But two is more so it's just that what we were just talking about. It's not. It's. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, that it's healthy, extremely healthy.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So now, okay. So you don't eat eggs. You know what do you eat for breakfast? What's your breakfast look like?
Sorry. My breakfast. You know what? I'm not a breakfast eater. I've never been, even when I did eat meat, I wasn't big on eating breakfast. But if I did, and which I do, every now and then I do wake up and I am hungry. And if that's what I do, it, 9 times out of 10 is probably like something that's fruit that has a lot of fiber in it, some seeds, nuts, and things like that, just to keep me going because I don't really want anything too heavy in the morning. You know what I mean? I don't. If I was to eat, it wouldn't be some maybe avocado on toast, which
Mm.
is really good. But yeah, that would be it.
Okay. Now wait, we got some. Hey, Christina and Kid just checked in. Christina, do you know Lambert or do you like vegan? Because you don't usually be on my show. Where you been? And Jerry Peterson said, Fonz, cook your food with grapeseed oil instead of vegetable oil. Do you want to elaborate on that? Tell us about that grapeseed. Can you
Oh,
hear me?
just me? You
Yeah.
talk to me?
Yeah.
Oh
Do you know
yeah,
anything about grapeseed
yeah,
oil?
yeah. Grape seals is healthier. Yeah, it's definitely the healthier. Yeah, one of the healthiest. But your avocado oil, grapeseed oil, um, your I can't have it, but like your walnut oils, your nut oils, they're all like more your healthier type oils for you. Yes.
All right. I always hear loud jokes about tofu or tofu. What is that?
That's made from soy. Like that's just made from a soybean. It's a soybean product. Um, I don't eat too much of it, just because I just don't really. It's not like my favorite thing. But a lot of people do have a problem with it. I will say this: if you've never tried it, do not go try it from like a Chinese store. You were told like a Chinese shop or anything like that. You'll totally be put off of it. You may not, but I think you would probably be put off because it's a bit of a mushy texture. But again, like what I was telling you before about like a lot of different products that are vegan, you can manipulate them, and tofu is one of them. You could change the texture by freezing it, and it would turn out when it unthaws more fibrous like chicken. So it would tear and have like that, pull apart. It won't taste like chicken, but it would have more it would be fibrous because you change the chemistry of it by freezing it.
So what's it supposed to be similar to that I would order tofu? Uh, because I
Um,
imagine. Go ahead. Go ahead.
no, no, you go. What were you saying? I'm sorry.
I was going to say because I imagine, like, if I was to eat some vegetable or vegan stuff, I would want it to resemble. Now, it doesn't have to resemble, but it would have to be similar to a taste that I know. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like, if I order some plant based, I want something that's going to be like taste like hamburger, but it's not hamburger. So, what
yes.
would tofu taste like on the other side?
Okay, so like I told you, if you were able to, if you freeze it, like I told you, if you freeze it and do like the way of changing the chemistry of it to make it more fibrous, it makes really, really good chicken cheesesteak. So
Oh,
you would be able to chop it up and you could, just treat it. It'll be just fibrous, just like that. You wouldn't be able to tell the difference. So it make a really good cheesesteak as well.
all right, all right. So that went into my next question because I said I love meat. Is there a way that vegan food can taste like meat? Well, we've been talking about that all evening. We've even had some of our Beyond Burger and all them people came in and said some stuff. Let me see what else people say because you've invoked a lot of conversation. A lot of times I get on here, don't nobody have nothing to say. Okay. Latarda said Hellman's has a good vegan mayo.
Yes.
Jerry loves avocado on toast with tomatoes. Grapeseed has a high smoke point, so you can fry with it. Now let's see. Rashida is practicing vegan eating. It's so into seasoning and preparation. Watch Jeff Scholl's videos. He shows how to cook. Yes, I went on to one of your videos. Matter of fact, tell us about your video. How long you been doing videos on cooking?
How, say that again, I'm sorry.
How long have you been doing videos on cooking?
Oh, I've been doing some when I was over in like a few, several. I did some when I was over in England. We used to do some things like that, record videos and do things like that. But more so, I'm just diving into it more, more now than ever. But I touched a few on it, living out in England and doing some things like that, some video things, shootings out there.
Yeah, and I want to stay on this England thing. Do you find that their diets are vastly different than over here in America, or what do they lean towards?
Um, they it's weird. They're an island, and you would think that they would have, because they're an island, you would think that they would, you know, rely largely on the ocean, probably seafood, but it isn't. It's just like American in terms of, they do like their beef and, their lamb and things like that, but they're more healthier than us. They're definitely more health conscious than us. They do a lot of gardening. The gardening is like the ritual over there. You would, and I don't mean just like flowers. I mean like big garden, your vegetables, everything. So that's normal to them over there. Uh, the way they cook everything, it is healthier. It's a lot healthier. It it really helped me to transition, and it was a lot easier. I had a lot more support over there in terms of when I was, as I was a vegan over there. I had a lot more support because everything was together. Everything was in one place. I didn't have to go all over. I realized when I came back home, I just feel like it's really set up for you to basically to get sick, eat unhealthy, get sick, and get on Medicare, and so they can keep making money because it's really 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 hard. I still do it, but it's a lot more difficult. I won't say it's hard because I've been doing it for so long, but it is a lot more difficult in finding like my products that I need. Um, it is frustrating if I'm trying to make something and a lot of stuff I have to order online. I would have to order online if they don't have it, you know what I mean, certain places. So yeah, they do make it a bit more challenging to eat healthier at home than they do in the other country. The vegetables were a lot cheaper. Everything was a lot cheaper. All that is cheaper. And it's funny when you come over to America, it's like flip side. Everything like that is healthy for you, like your, vegetables that should be easy to grow and cheap. It costs so much. It's $1 for French fries, for McDonald's French fries, but it's for a cauliflower, it's almost $4, $5 to buy a cauliflower. You
Mm.
know,
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
All right, so wait
it's
a
a
minute,
bit.
we're gonna take a pause for the calls, right? Now look, I got some viewers and I got a question for you from Daphne Lynn. So hang on there. Claire Lindlow, it is good to see you. H. Carter, top of the evening to you. And Mary E. Carr, you gotta listen to this whole thing. This guy's the truth, man. On the vegan side of things, man. Look, I'm about ready to go buy me some grass and some dandelions. Now, come on, don't do that. But look, Daphne Lynn said, talk about jackfruit and what you can make with it. Jackfruit. You know anything about that?
Yeah, yeah, jackfruit is really good. It you want to get it before it ripens because it goes through two stages. You got your unripe stage is where that's when you use it to cook, and your ripe stage is where it's like sweet and you use it to, you basically eat like it's fruit. But I get it in its unripe stage, and you can make pulled pork burgers. If you looked at my video on YouTube or Facebook, Facebook or YouTube, you'll see there's a pulled pork video that I did on there using jackfruit. So yeah, you can make jackfruit burgers. They make really good burgers. So there's loads that you can do with that.
Mm. This is good. This is good. Man, I still got a bunch of questions, man. Latasha says it's delicious. All y'all been eating this stuff. Y'all ain't never said nothing. Well, I guess it ain't something you run around and talk about. But it's good to see that there's a lot of people that's eating healthy, like you're talking about. I mean, they're on his, hey, on here saying all kinds. Look, and I can't say I do any of that stuff. Jackfruit, fruit. I don't even eat fruit. All right, now, okay, what's the difference between a vegetarian and a vegan?
All right, so we stated like okay, so a vegan, remember we said eats no animal byproducts, no cheese, eggs, whatever animals produce, they do not eat. Even leather, like they do not where possible, they will not wear, leather or purchase any leather or any things like that. But then you have your vegetarians, they are, you can have your cheese, you can have your eggs, you can
Mhm.
have your dairy products. So that's the difference between both. One,
Vegetarian, you can wear a leather coat in the winter.
you can do what yep, you can wear your leather coat, you can eat your eggs. They don't eat meat still, but they do eat eggs and the dairy, the byproducts.
You may have answered this, but if I'm going to ask this again. So, what's the hardest thing about cooking vegan food and being a chef such as yourself?
So I don't want to say there isn't anything hard.
Mhm.
um become sometimes a bit challenging, like what I was saying about like looking for ingredients or looking for certain things. That's what I sort of go with through now, is just looking for certain products that I got familiar with, because I got too used to what England provided, which are totally two different products. They sell, we sell different things from America and England. So I got so used to everything from there, and now trying to come home and find the new replacements and things like that. So I would say like that is pretty much the challenge to what I go through now. And the the thing that I would say for anybody is just that with vegan food, there is like a preparation involved. So it isn't like, if you want to be a healthy vegan, because they have this thing out now called junk food vegans. So if you really want to be like a healthy, at optimum vegan as with health, you want to, you stick towards your whole foods and plant-based foods and things like that.
All right. Now, let's get some insight into what you like, man. What are some of your favorite dishes, both to cook and to eat?
When I moved over to there, I got into their curries, the Indian food. So I like a lot of curries. I like my Mediterranean food, like my hummus, my falafels, my vine wrap rice leaves. I like my Greek food. So I'm more into like my Greek, Indian food. um yeah, and a mix of all. When I cook like fusion style. I take from everywhere, even soul food. I put that into, if I'm making something Thai or whatever. So it's pretty much like really creative cooking.
All right. So, you know what? We're almost coming to the end, and it won't be long now. But let me ask you, do you have, or even if you can't say it now, are you willing to share one of your favorite recipes here on City Town Talk or in the chat after this is over? Would you or point our viewers to one of your favorite recipes? How can we share that with the viewers? You tell me.
They can go onto my Instagram page, and look on my Instagram page. There's some recipes there. There's some videos there that you can clearly see, and get things from, as well as my Facebook, Joel Lambert on Facebook. My Instagram is vegan chef underscore Joel. I mean vegan underscore chef Joel.
Okay.
So it's Instagram, vegan_chef Joel.
Okay, y'all heard that. You're gonna have to do a little work to get it. I tried to see if he'd give it to us for free, but you're gonna have to let your fingers do the walking, and that's okay. Jerry Peterson said, "Would you please open up a store in the Ville?"
You know what? I that's like that's a different type of work. Like I'm definitely thinking of something that I can do that doesn't require loads of because I went through all that process when I lived over in England of managing a cafe and all that stuff. And I kind of like don't want to be confined to like a building. I'm more like what I want is to take work as a private chef. You know what I mean? Work for even as to the point where I want to work with celebrities. I want to be a vegan chef, but for celebrities and cook in that magnitude. So I like really doing like the private chefing and stuff side of things.
Well, now
You
let
know,
me ask you, since we're talking about that, have you had the opportunity to do anything for anybody famous, a celebrity that we may know, or anything like that yet?
well, I did some work with her name was what Chef Charity Morgan.
Charity
Um,
Morgan, yes.
was it Derek Morgan's? Yeah, Derek Morgan's wife. She did some um she's a vegan chef and she's really good. She's really good. She's on face not Facebook, I think Instagram she's on. But she connected me with someone with someone and that was really good. She looked out and gave me a client. And did some work with them. But then the pandemic hit, and everything went sour after that. So yeah.
All right, so look, check this out. Now we come to that time, right, where the Q&A is over now. Now we're getting ready to do some freestyle. This is what I like to do at the end of every show, man. I like to give the show over to my guests to share on anything that is on their heart and their mind. I usually always preface it with this. My show is based on three things: information, education, and inspiration. And if my guest has provided any of that during the show, then they more than well have done what I've asked them to do. But I want you to talk to the viewers and spout some wisdom to them. And then when you're finished, we'll just sign off. So the floor is yours.
Well, basically, um, if anyone knows me, they know I don't push veganism in their face. You know what I mean? I'm not like that. You eat what you eat. That's up to you. But if you do, and you are at a place where you like want to make those changes, I'll say like with me, I was an accidental vegan. I didn't plan to do it. I say it just fell in. It just happened. I say my course of destinies kind of say it. So I would just say, um, uh take those small steps. Don't, if you want to make those changes, and don't say you're dieting. You know what I mean? It's lifestyle changes. You look at it differently if you look at things as a lifestyle change, just small changes. You can stop using the white refined sugar and use, stop using the white sugar and use more of your brown sugar or your date sugar, things like that, that are natural. So it's just starting small, making small changes, because once you get your body into making those small changes, it recognizes that, and it will basically give you that grace to change more and more and more. You know what I mean? So yeah. So stay encouraged if you're on your healthy eating journey. Stay encouraged.
Good, good. And before I say my goodbyes, Jerry Peterson said, "Awesome. Joel was one of my Black History honorees." Well, this is to honor you as well, Jerry, because he was your honoree on day 16. And the bio that I read, I didn't read his bio, but I read what you wrote about him, because sometimes you can get more out of what a person sees in somebody else as opposed to a person writing about themselves. And I think what you did encapsulated who this brother is. And I want to thank you for a job well done. That's why I saved all your your Black History stuff in the month of February. I've been following her for the last couple of years, saving it in a folder because she honors a lot of people in our community. She doesn't, and she honors a lot of people in the community. So look, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you, this was a great evening for me because I learned so much, and I learned something about Joel. I love his personality, his spirit, and he is a talker, which I'm glad. Sometimes you be up here, I feel like a dentist, man. You got pulled teeth, you know what I mean? You gotta make sure you ask them open-ended questions, boy. Because if you sneak in to ask somebody a yes or a no, they're gonna take it. They'll be like, yes, no. And I'll be like, now what do I do? Hey, look, I want to thank you, man. It was a plum pleasing pleasure to coin a phrase from Les Brown. I am thoroughly honored, man, that you allowed me some of your time. I don't know what you was choking earlier in the show, but you can continue choking whatever that was. And man, let's not make this the last time, man. Maybe in your journey, your travels, a year from now, you'll have something to share with the community, and we can get you back on here because this is my show. I do what I want when I want.
I'll cook on your show for you. I'll cook something vegan for you on your show. You let me know.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
You let me know.
Hey, look, we can do that. We can do that. Hey, all my viewers, would you be down with him cooking something on the show? And Jerry Peterson said, like father, like son. Okay. And Latasha talking about baby vegan. You know, I got so many people talking about this vegan food on here now. You look and see all the people that were just talking and stuff like that. They love you. Evidently, they love you. They love what you do, man. They love what you do. All right. Okay. All right. So look, I don't forgot how I usually end my show. Hey, I want y'all to remember, man, that Coatesville is rising, man. I mean, this spell, what you're hearing. Now, I ain't saying everything's good for everybody, but I'm telling you, on the whole, man, things are starting to move in the right direction. I think you need to get on the train and stop playing. I'm telling you, because this thing is moving out, and it'll move without us, man. That's why, look, don't forget, for you people that want to be first-time home buyers, now you see the county has entrusted our organization with some money, and they're banking on us, and I'm banking on y'all. If you need our help, we're here for you, free of charge. Pull your credit, we'll pay for it. We're going to do whatever it takes to make sure you can get from here to the day you got a little key in your hand talking about I'm going in my own house and all that kind of stuff. Pastor Montez, you stayed on this whole show. He's ending it with the word absolutely, which means you must be absolutely special. So I want y'all to remember that Coatesville's rising, and so is South Coatesville, where Montez Jones is one of the big wigs down there. He's a council person. I don't know what y'all call it out there in South Coatesville, but he's one of them. So look, God bless y'all. I want y'all to have a great day. Coatesville's rising, and I want to say peace out. Bam. You're the man.